We can secure our borders and our cities without sacrificing our souls. At this point in the Trump administration, it is clear that on the issues of immigration and crime, the Trump administration has overstepped. They went into this year polling very high on both of those issues. The American people trust them to secure our border, fix our immigration system, and reduce crime, especially in our inner cities. Most Americans support safety, order, effective border management, but there's a growing sense that the federal government is overstepping, turning legitimate priorities into heavy handed exercises of executive power. So let's talk about crime and policing. I'm all for reducing crime and supporting good policing, especially community based policing. Every community deserves to feel safe, but there's a big difference between good law enforcement and militarization. So, right now, the federal government is sending National Guardsmen into inner cities, liberal inner cities particularly, and using surplus military equipment and weaponry from the Afghanistan and Iraq wars to practice on the American people. Our streets are not battlefields. Our people are not enemy combatants. And we should not be rehearsing urban warfare in Chicago or Portland. Policing should be about protection and trust. It should be done on a local level. It should not be about intimidation and fear. And we should absolutely crack down on criminals and make sure they're persecuted to the prosecuted to the fullest. On immigration and border policy, it is also clear that the Trump administration has overstepped here. I, like so many Americans, are in favor of real lasting immigration solutions. We need stronger border control, especially relative to the Biden administration's border policies. And we should absolutely be investing in the people and systems in order to create strong borders. That means better funding and better investments in technology, in well trained and ethical ICE agents and officers, and creating the administrative capacity to handle immigration humanely and efficiently. At the same time, we cannot confuse enforcement with cruelty. America has 14 million undocumented people living here today, many of whom have been here for decades. They've raised families here, they contribute to our communities, they work here. We need a rational solution for these people, not mass raids, not mass deportations, not collective punishments. Recent arrivals can and absolutely should be deported. If you've been here in the last year, there's no reason why you do not deserve the right to stay here. And anyone convicted of serious crimes should absolutely, without question, be deported. But it is wrong, and profoundly un-American to send ICE agents into Home Depots and 7-Elevens and school pickup lines and places of work and places of worship to terrorize families who have lived here and developed community here. In May of 2025, Stephen Miller, the senior advisor to President Trump, instructed ICE to arrest 3,000 people per day. This is a staggering and absolutely arbitrary quota that ICE, with massive funding, a massive influx of funding from the One Big Beautiful Bill, is trying to achieve. But this is not policy. This is just persecution. It's about finding random people who look a certain way and trying to deport them. Moreover, they're now trying to end birthright citizenship, which is clearly protected by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. The bottom line is that on both issues of crime and policing, as well as immigration and border policy, the Trump administration, which came into this year with high favorabilities on these issues, has now clearly overstepped and is facing a backlash from regular folks who want safe communities but also want to keep and maintain our values. We should be supporting the men and women who keep our communities safe, whether it's law enforcement or ICE agents. Uh, we should also be protecting the people who have contributed to our communities for so long. And we should not be practicing urban warfare in Chicago's streets. We should not be turning our police into soldiers. We should be maintaining the values that we have while keeping our streets safe.